Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to this Adamant Cup group race in the full moon group between Fleury14 and Professor Renderer. I am Edge Dave, and joining me in the booth tonight is Poydrak. How are you doing, Poydrak?
I'm just sitting here in front of my desk waiting for the class to start.
Yes, we have a little academic dispute going on tonight between Fleury, the professor himself, and Professor Renderer, the science bear.
Yeah, definitely seems like a good one, so we should see some nice technical plays coming out of them.
And we can only hope that. We're being joined on the Restream team tonight by our Restreamer S-Grunt and our tracker, the Bardic Panda.
And looks like we've got another set of objective here. Trade away the Pink Tail, launch the Falcon, complete Cave Magnus, defeat the King of Town of Monsters, liberating Baron Castle, completing the Sealed Cave, and returning the Pan to Yarn's wife. Strangely enough, no moon objectives on this particular set today, but that doesn't mean we're not going there.
No, as we've seen, this simply means there's going to be a required item at both Cave Value and the Murasame or Masumene altar.
Well, when in doubt, Ogopogo spot.
Exactly.
Sid is our starting character, though. Sort of a professor in his own right, engineering professor. I believe he's sort of along your lines of academics.
Yep. Always love to see a fellow engineer get to work. And he's using my favorite technique of dealing with things, hitting with a hammer.
I really feel out of place. I'm a dragon. What do I do?
Dragons are high intelligence. They can be professors too.
True, but we mostly just sit around and count our money.
That's a professor after they've been very successful.
A financial professor, I guess you could say. So, yeah, we were in for a wonderful race today. It looks like we're going to be getting underway very soon, and I hope. Otherwise, well, there goes Flurry, there goes Professor Renderer. Looks like we're on our way. Well, that's a start.
And that is some power to start.
This is probably the most early game power you can get just straight out the gate without any experience gained. Edge coming in at level 25, do need a few weapons for him, and Sid coming in at level 20, always a strong early game character, and two characters that you don't mind going late on with as well, so we could see these two characters sticking around.
Oh, Edge is one of the strongest melee characters in the game, and Sid brings some early power and makes it for a fantastic anchor in the late game and a chemist.
And welcome to everyone from the RPG Limit Break family or stream or both. Welcome into our stream on Free Enterprise 2 today. We're just getting underway. Hopefully we've got a good one for you.
And the magma key immediately, so we have underground access from the start.
This is an interesting one. And a lot of the times when I've been seeing early magma key start, people have been just ignoring it for a little bit of time. To do a couple of the overworld checks. Instead of going underground, getting the loot in the higher tier tests, and possibly some better shots. So it'll be interesting to see what our runners do today with that.
Well, I would be tempted to start clearing the overworld after that. That was the free public treasury had all the value there, a ninja and a longsword. Edge can just blow up the overworld with that.
That's a very good reason to stick around. Might see a couple of the checks here. Unlikely for possibly for Bull, likely going to be going underground before that. But Flurry is going to go to Hobbs. Meanwhile, Professor Renderer is going to the early Evelyn Castle play.
Renderer may be looking for a little more power to start, or might be thinking this is enough, I'm going to take the trap chest there.
Definitely seems to be setting up for the trap chests. If there was a hourglass in one of the early chests in the starter kit today, that's a very nice way of just finishing up these fairly quickly. Hello on Hobbs though with Wyvern.
I always glad to see that out of the way early.
Yeah, Edge just says, "Hi, I've got a Star Veil. Would you like to blarg?"
To answer a question in chat, we have one more run today being restreamed, starting in about 2 hours.
We'll see what happens with that, but right now our concentration is on this particular race in front of us. Flurry, he picked up his teller. Professor Renderer looks like he found one of the trap chests and then reset out of it, so looks like they're just going to just concentrate on what is in the untrapped chest today and then finish up the rest later. Double Ninja though is a very nice sight.
And that Edge also has some good armor with a samurai helmet armor. That Edge can take a hit.
Not back row yet, since the back row glitch is still available under this flag set, but for some of the these early spaces, not going to really take too much. Flurry going over, and there's a temptation to reset out of Antline.
Everyone's favorite fight.
Edge can get through this fairly easily with Flame, but he only starts with enough MP for 4, and there's 5 fights, so you have to be a little bit picky in one of them.
Or if you have any sort of good J item, you can toss that at the 5th one.
Yeah, there is that as well. This particular fight here, the one that's got just a basilisk and a turtle, is usually the one I picked to not use the flame on, because it's just got 2 enemies. The rest usually have more than 2. Well, Weeper also works, but there you go.
Those Weepers, despite not looking like it, they are machines, so it's showing us the damage you can do to them.
Hammers strangely work well.
Call for custom maintenance. Works on a lot of things. You know, machines, Weepers, uppity dragons.
No,
Wyverns, not Wyverns, not poison dragons. You're fine.
I was just thinking more like the ones that you find on the Giant, but we're not worrying too much about those at the moment. And a pass. Well, it's early enough so that you've got through this particular fight. It's okay, but it's a little bit of a downer just to pick up a pass from that.
Yeah, not much power now, but it will save a few minutes at the end of the siege.
And Flurry, seeing as he's got a lot of availability on this edge, is ignoring the right side of the map, the Fabul and the Mount Ordeals, heading back to Baron. Looks like they're going to be heading into the Baron Inn, and then maybe go downstairs. With just Teller, you don't really mind fading Ordeals for the moment, and well, for Ball, you're going to come back to after at least seeing Yang downstairs.
And this is a good idea to just build your party out first, see if you can find other people you may want to get experience on. If you pop a siren downstairs.
Rydia is definitely a character who would like her experience. And, I believe Professor Renderer found a Stardust Rod, which isn't too bad of an item for that Rydia, but it hasn't got to that yet, is heading down into the underworld early before clearing anything else up, because they have just dropped the Magnum Key down the well.
A chat pointing out that was not a machine Sid that the whole boatload of damage to. Sid's got Silver Hammer, which is effective against spirits.
That works as well, yes. Sid, the Silver Hammer is a little bit of an oddity. It's working very well against spirits, especially since you don't usually get him in the vanilla game until you go in up Zot and into Cave Magnus, so it's a little bit of a different time. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. The Silver Hammer in that particular instance was a great use.
It looks like that Baronin is required. That is the harp coming out of it.
Everyone's favourite tunes coming towards us at some point. As you said, required. Definitely going to happen. Professor Render is going and checking all the 3B spots. So going to be checking what our free item in Feymarsh is, checking the bosses. We do have to deal with the King spot today, usually one of the hardest spots in the game to deal with. So yeah, got to spot that out, see if it's available right now. Likely won't be, but knowledge is always good in this particular game.
And so are freebies. That Sandra represents a gated character.
That's all. Boo. One of the two. No one's actually gone to check. Hourglass 2, though. There. Fairly useful.
Fleury is not hitting underground yet, despite having it right away. Has decided just to leverage that edge and clean things up.
Found a random self-summon in Mount Ordeals as well. Rydia, although level 1 at the moment, can't exactly use it. Definitely something that he may think about later.
I believe that was a Mom Bomb and a Dr. Lugay in Feymarch.
Mom Bomb in the Leviathan spot.
Lugay's in the Leviathan spot, so not a terrible fight there.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to deal with. If it was Mom Bomb in the Leviathan spot, that would have been a lot more painful to deal with. But Lugay, the hit points of that spot, which is usually about 35,000, is split 4 ways. It's a lot easier to deal with. And Lugay himself is not exactly a hard fight.
Right, the HP split I believe is 20, 20, 20, and 40, roughly.
That sounds about right. The last fight usually does get a little bit more, but the last fight is also easily able to be dealt with just with 1-star Arvel, so to defend yourself.
The only thing they're really dangerous is the laser. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, but it can be reflected. Even though it's not, it doesn't affect Lugay himself, it can be reflected away from you.
Makes sense. A Star Veil is basically a giant mirror.
Now you've got me thinking about them picking up a mirror from somewhere and just placing it in front of them. I know Edge does that normally because he's fabulous, but there you go.
This plane can't possibly fail. Fleury quickly getting through the dolls on her deals. One attack takes care of those.
And we have an Adamant, which isn't really that helpful today.
Although it'll go nice with the Cecil that we just upgraded. Assuming he's not hiding somewhere on the Giant.
That we don't currently have. Professor Ender, though, has come back up from the underground and making a quick stop at Mount Hobbs, seeing that teller, seeing that wyvern, saying, nah, you can stay there today. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Oh, and Render hadn't saved before going up there. That's the hard lesson learned. Save early, save often.
I think he might not be too sure about when he actually saved, if it was before going into the cave or after, but this might be just to make sure he actually did it. Otherwise, yeah, nothing worse than going back up to Fabul, talking to Sheila and saying, "Oh, you haven't seen my husband yet."
It's funnier to do that if you could just point to him in your party and say he's right there.
Well, yes, but that's not Yang. That's just a failed robotical hunt mage.
So one of our professors has been doing a little bit of science, is what you're saying.
Yes. Sid has been creating pretty good copies of our characters. That's where all the dupes come from.
I wonder where he's hiding the cloning labs. Just in Baron Castle somewhere?
Oh, it's behind the fireplace. That's why when you talk to the flame, you get burnt and pushed back.
Of course, it's not. That makes sense. It's some sort of barrier.
Yeah, exactly. And what better way than flame? Somehow it doesn't stop Rubicante too much, but we don't mind him. He's an okay guy.
Interesting piece of loot. Fleury cracked opening one chest on the way down the Twin Harp and finding the curse ring.
First ring's always nice to see. Minus 15 stats. Nothing good on, you would think, on just plain sight, but agility-wise, not too bad an idea. We do have a Rydia here at base level, so it's not as good, but if you're going to replace that Rydia later, could be coming in useful.
Also, if you accidentally let Rydia gain levels, oh well, throw the curse ring on, you're good to go.
Yeah. Professor Renderer, though, through Fabul, picked up that pan, so Flurry looking into dealing with this for that pan before going underground. It's right there. Sorry.
We have some music that's about to start. DJ Spoonie B is about to play us one of his wonderful songs. So we should probably be quiet and let him do his thing.
Is that early? But that's usually about 45 minutes into the scene. Okay,
we're speedrunning it.
Then. Edward did play the harp, right? Just wondering, because the boss didn't change.
Well, sometimes you get the vanilla.
Well, he's gone. Also interrupted the music, so that's always a bad thing. So yeah, we finished him off, and that's an amazing an item that illusions, to be fair, aren't actually too bad. But objective number 3 complete on Flurry's side.
That's a more important thing. You're getting the objective off the table.
Professor Renderer coming down and picking up this character in Kaipo. That is Yang.
I know we found at least a cat claw for him.
Yang in this is one of those sleeper characters. Makes a lot of sense to have him really late once you've got the levels, but you've got to really wait for him to just do his thing. Especially since we've got Edge and Sid at the moment, so it's a little bit difficult to say is he going to be good here, but we are covering up his weakness in the early game with those 2 other characters, I suppose.
While we're doing that, Professor Render did turn the pan in. We're getting objective 7 off the board.
Picking up this package that he's checking now, finding Kane, and looks like he's going through the entire sequence, so maybe wanting this Kane.
If you got weapons for him, Mr. Patently Average can still do stuff for you.
Yeah. And Yang doing the another cloning technique. He's good at them. To become 8 sprites, burning down Village Mist today.
So it's all Yang today is what you're saying?
Yes. Wow. Job Dwarf is getting in on the educational act today.
Yeah, we got 2 professors, we got a scientific linguist. What kind of show we got here today?
So, I would like to ask when Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise becomes sentient, but that was ages ago, so never mind.
No, you've seen the targeting in this game. It's already been sentient.
So Professor Renderer has gone through that particular cutscene and is carrying around an unconscious Kane. That's unexpected.
Yeah, he might have been thinking that was an objective.
Unless he didn't save before going in and doing it.
That's also a possibility.
His last save was a while back, so that, yeah, then it would be quicker to just let the scene run out for a minute.
Yeah, if you didn't save before training in Japan, you might be better off just sitting through that.
I'd be picking up this Rydia though, again through these Kaipo guards, and for some reason I can't even remember what the other fight was.
It was vanilla.
More Yang.
Yep. He's cloning himself everywhere.
Yeah. That machine of Sid's is doing work.
Yeah, we know what setting it's stuck on.
Flurry going to be picking up the semi-good news of what's happening in the objective location today. Not going to be enjoying that other fight, but we'll definitely be seeing that and going, maybe soon, maybe not. Maybe not right now though.
That Luge fight is interesting and possibly doable right now.
I definitely agree. Yeah.
Edge did start with a Thunderclaw.
Yeah, Thunderclaw. Well, just the good, just the weapons that Edge has got as well. We've got a base level Rydia. 2 can be the anchor. You can just Starveil up. If we got a Barkus Wine somewhere, Starveil, Barkus Wine, and Edge can finish the second fight fairly easy. It is getting through everyone getting everyone through the first fight, which would be a bit more difficult at this stage, though.
That's very true. You gotta survive Balnett punching you.
It is a bit delayed because he wants to punch the Doctor first, but another academic. But still, definitely something that he that. It's strange having to say that the first fight is more difficult than the second, but that it is somehow the case today.
One of the few fights where that can be true. Fleury was thinking about it.
Yeah, Young, he's this enigma, really. You don't mind him, but he's definitely not the top choice. And changing out for Rydia, yeah, I can see the reasoning here.
Yeah, you have the curse strings, so anyone can serve as an anchor at a moment's notice.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see possibly Sid or Yang later being swapped out for one of the white mages. Porum or Rosa definitely have their worth out in this particular flag set, and well, Fu's always is a good sight to see.
Fu makes a pretty good white mage. Just hand him a stack of Cure 3s.
Wouldn't that be Sid?
Yeah, Sid. Sorry, Fu makes a fantastic white mage regardless. It's been a day.
Technically that's right as well, because Fu does have 1900 hit points, and he doesn't have the highest MP total. So yes, those Cure 3s might be more required than you think, but yeah. Sid is the chemist of his team. Renderer though does have Leviathan available for that Rydia, so might be sticking around, but you still need the levels on her, and at this moment in time in the center spot, giving Edge all the speed in the world. Flurry going in. Oh, there's that pan.
And it's the one case where the early football fade is a bit of a punish. And we see in Baron, Kenatsu came out to greet our visitors instead of waiting on the throne.
Oh, he sent us on our way with our Racktail today, I think it was. And I said, I know you'll be back.
And getting through quickly enough. That Thor Rage that was used?
Yep, it was, yeah. Not quite quick enough to get the wave down, but it's not too bad here. There's not a lot of hit points on this, so the wave won't usually do too much damage anyway.
Okay, Fleury going back to play Whack-A-Monk and go get some more stuff. We'll see if Fleury decides to sit through the package and take the cane.
Just along for the ride, not for an actual character. Shell Kenyatta is now in the shell though. Edge not really doing a whole lot of damage, doesn't have a lot of strength gear behind him, and still the base 25, which really isn't a whole lot, but there goes Kenyatta through the fight. Going to see who's on the throne next, after of course looting these 3 chests.
Yeah. Oh, nice pocket swine head.
And a much needed upgrade of a weapon for Sid. Silver Staff to Rune Axe, yeah, you definitely want to see that. Professor Renderer is either healing up or going to save.
I think this is a safety save.
That Kenyatso fight was a little bit more difficult, and we know where Wyvern is, but that doesn't mean to say there's nothing dangerous that can appear from this particular spot. So if you don't feel comfortable going in, yeah, go save.
I don't think we've seen Golbez yet. Val, I don't think is a huge problem for this party at this spot. You got a few darts you can use. And
he has been using a few of those darts though, so might not have as many as you think.
I don't know what the evasion for Val is at this spot, but with double ninja, Edge has enough strength to simply punch through it.
Yeah, I believe this spot is one of those that doesn't have a whole lot of either. Actually, I think maybe a few, maybe two additional defensive evade multipliers and not full magic defense. But that's neither here nor there. It's not Val. It's our resident Antlion.
Antlion, taking a little vacation from the moon, decided to try his hand at ruling Baron. Said, sometimes you gotta try different things in life.
And well, it seems like anyone can just pop up and say, "Hey, I'm your king today," and they'll just say, "Yeah, come on in. We don't want Cecil. He's off gallivanting with Rosa again."
So to take over Baron, all you gotta do is sit on the throne, and you're now the king.
Yes. That's how Cecil got it as well. Yeah, Odin just moved down, and that's all that it took, that he wasn't king anymore.
So Odin, someone literally stepped down from the throne.
Yes. Antlion, though, not really too dangerous here. Yes, the counterattacks will hit for about 200, but Edge and Sid have plenty of hit points to cover that. Even Yang is going to be able to take a couple of them before he finally gets swooned as well.
That spot not the most dangerous overall. And that's another Black Mage.
I don't see a good reason to take him except over Rydia, and even Rydia's sort of got a sort of place in this party as an anchor at the moment, so difficult really to say if
call.
Was good, yeah. Oh, and there's Purim.
Half vanilla. Can we swap that Purim and the Paladin we picked up?
I wouldn't mind. I definitely would like a white mage with the, at this moment in time. And there's the hook. So Rat Tail is on the table, so likely going to be checking that out very soon. Not having a look at the Odin throne down below, but won't be able to kill that particular spot at this moment in time, and is not an actual objective, so you don't really mind too much on this sort of set.
Right, I don't think we've seen... Have we seen King Queen Evelyn yet? Or Water Hag?
We have not.
So if it were one of those, Renderer would have been able to take it. I'm not sure about anything else.
Yeah. It's difficult really to go down and pick up anything. There's not a lot in the arsenal at this moment in time. Edge is getting a bit low on darts, and a little bit, and this team isn't what you could say berserk heavy, because we've only got one Barkus wine and no actual other sources of berserk. So, yeah, you won't get through the 20,000 hit points very quickly.
I don't believe we've seen Bacchus in shops yet, although we haven't checked the Cave Elven shop.
We've just picked up the hook, so we might have that happen soon.
That shop being very nice in this flag set, that the item shop guarantees 2 tier 5 items, including the Bacchus one we were just discussing.
And since we do have to launch the Falcon today, there's no point really putting it off too long. Go down and do the whole lot. Shop, character check, bosses. Yeah, do it all in one shot. Get it over with. Rat tail turn in though. Our item today is a rock.
Rat tail, I got a rock. It's a very pretty rock.
It's made of dirt. It's literally called the Earth Crystal.
The question is, do we see Renderer go and check the treasury, the 2 characters?
Looks like no. Looks like they're choosing to do the trap chests in Evelyn. Has already cleared out this of the non-trap chests, so knows where those monsters are. And seeing as you're looking really for a really good weapon for Edge or an adamant armor, you're not going to find, or maybe a crystal sword for a settle that turns up somewhere. You're not going to find those in the treasury. You're going to find them in trap chests.
And Renderer may want a little revenge after bouncing off these earlier. Looks like Edge has a mute knife on. Those mad ogres are not having a good time.
Yeah, and with Sid and a rune axe, yeah, these mad ogres are not long for this world.
But to give an idea of how key item dense we've been so far, Flurry is already at 10 key items.
This moon does not look like it's going to be having a lot. We don't have anything up there for objectives. What we're looking at, Pinktail and Luca Key for our actual 2 remaining items for go mode. So we've got a lot on the Earth still to go to find those 2.
Right, if something happens like, say, Earth Crystal turns into Pinktail and, I don't know, that Mom Bomb has Luca Key, we could just not see the moon at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got to go through that king spot in the Town of Monsters. That might be holding one of them as well. We've still got Tower still on the table. Yeah, there's a lot there.
And Flurry looks like he's going to be playing our favorite game before going up Zot. He is going to rate that treasury.
Rate that treasury!
Honestly, not good at all.
That was one of the worst treasuries I've seen in this flag set. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, there were sirens. Woo, you can buy them underground. They're available in Tomra. But everything else there, not really. It feels like Professor Renderer has actually made the correct play in saying, I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, there was some money in that treasury. That's about it. Not much for this party at all.
Not much for that Kane that he's been dragging around. Not much for a Cecil that might appear suddenly. Heck, there wasn't even really that much for White Mages. Well,
there was a life staff.
Life staff and a wizard hat. But no good accessory rings. No good strength gear. No nothing. And then Flurry goes up, fights the flame dog, and gets a Mazmune and says, "This is worth more than that entire treasury."
Pretty much, yes.
I don't think Professor Ender has actually found anything too major in Castle Weapon, though.
No.
Nothing that's really stuck out.
No,
So-
the second chest wasn't. I haven't seen anything real exciting out of either chest so far. That was a Versame out of the Flame Dog chest. But still better than pretty much anything that was in that treasury. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a crystal
Yeah.
sword.
Crystal Sword works. Cecil's still gallivanting with Rosa. We may see him later.
We might see them both right now.
Yeah, one person is going down the hook route. There's going to be a character down there. And the other one is going up Zot with 2 character checks here. Do have to get through this particular fight first, though. Oh, there's Cecil.
Yeah, we found him. That was easy. Fortunately, this spot has very low physical attack. These dark waves are not hurting much.
Even Tell is holding out for more than one. Not that you're really going to let him stay up longer than necessary, but yeah, you don't need to worry about anything. Let Dark Knight, Cecil do his waves, and then he will wave goodbye.
Yeah, something justice, something go away. We do find Bacchus wine for sale, so we can Zerk our party up. No, who needs white mages?
I would. Sorcerer Robe is the only thing really there. I think we've already got one for that Palom though, so
Yeah, I saw a Sork robe in their travels. Might have been from Evelyn.
yeah, Rydia was wearing it a lot earlier. And Cecil went. I said, wave goodbye. Walked through the thing, quickly changed clothes, and now is acting as the captor for whoever's on the top here.
Yeah, he's just saying like, I have no idea who that guy was.
And today it is Porum, so we do have a white mage.
Yeah,
Porum's got a lot of worth in this particular flag set. You want a white mage at some point, and to be honest, yeah.
Any white mage in a storm.
Yeah, Rosa, you obviously want Rosa a little bit more because she technically is a lot better, but Porum still gives you a lot of the same things, just at a lower threshold of survivability.
And we see just a bard on the hook route. I don't believe we've seen his ultimate weapon yet.
We have not, so yeah, not going to be picking this up. Flurry's got the settle, but doesn't have a whole lot to go through with that settle. An Ogre Axe is the best weapon.
Yep. Both our runners have half puzzle.
Yeah. Is just a Legend Sword away from its Excalibur, so isn't in too much of a dice rate, but Professor Renderer has a Crystal Sword, but no even inkling of going towards the plot today. He is focusing more on the objectives, which makes sense as well.
And Magus Sisters at this spot. The Valvala spot has a lot of magic. These level 2 spells from Mini are going to hurt.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe you could get 1,400 out of a lit 2, but at least against you. But there it is.
You ever seen the ice twos from, say, Leviathan and Ogopogo?
Yeah, just the other day, actually. Ogopogo spot, another one of those places which is high magic. You don't expect, even Mylon's lit ones they're hurt a lot, so yeah. And Professor Renderer is lost.
I got turned around.
Yeah, easy to do in this. There's a lot of paths, and well, a lot of ways to go. Not all of them lead to where you need to be.
I think Renderer is looking for the Mad Ogre chest and thought maybe a chest up that way.
Yeah, hasn't found the chest, so it means it's in the very last chest on the bottom floor. And I think doesn't realise.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
He's looking for chests and doesn't know where they all are.
Yeah. And there it is.
Oh, we see Edge is confused and just carving up Fleury's party.
Which isn't a good thing, because Edge can one-shot everyone that's left.
Oh, one-shot all of you, even myself.
Yeah, and Porum doesn't know heal yet, and no heal potions in that. Looks like he's hoping to... well, never mind. Oh, wow.
Fortunately, Edge fails to one-shot himself and immediately gets charged again. Oh, Sandy is being a masterful troll.
And then that second hit was the amount that he would have had in that last one. So it's like, I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer.
I didn't see what Professor Renderer got out of that Mad Ogre chest.
Well, we had other things on our minds at that particular moment, which is perfectly understandable. Oh, maybe our tracker was looking at that screen. But Leviathan. That's actually pretty nice in this particular location.
This spot is very fast. The magic here, not so much. So this is fantastic. You want to see a caster boss at this spot.
Yeah. The waves are going to do 25% of your health, but the Ice 2's not really going to do anything at all, even if they hit. And so you're really worried about ending this fight before 4 waves come out, and usually with only 6,000 hit points in this spot, you can do so.
Yeah, this spot only has 1 spell power, so it only gets 1 roll from those Ice 2s. I think it's 1 spell. Or is it 2 rolls, I think?
It's not a lot that really matters, since Leviathan is now down.
Suffice to say, it's a lot better than the much higher physical attack that spot.
And, well, we haven't seen elements yet, so this could still be the non-vanilla.
Or we could just have more vanilla.
Yep. But we'll have to wait, because I'm not really surprised. Professor Renderer is taking the cautious route. Professor Renderer is one of our newer runners in the last bit of time, so caution is a good thing.
And if you're not 100% confident you can take the fight, a little bit of safety can get you out of a jam. And, Fleury's side, we see that charm going to a much less dangerous target.
You mean Porum is absolutely amazing and is very, very dangerous.
you say as she whips her shot at Edge?
Doesn't mean to say that she's not very dangerous. She was firing a bow and arrow that could have done 3 damage.
She's dangerous. She's just not very good at it.
Second time barking, Flurry is through that fight. We're just about to see what the character is. Gets away with their shiny new settle, and Corum, who's got experience in that, it's always a nice thing. And Tower Key.
Okay, just, we haven't found Dark Crystal yet. Just keep the key items coming.
Yeah. There is a chance that we find all of the objectives and do all the objectives and not find that darkness crystal, but still go and defeat Z because we have the pass, we have sirens available, we have hourglasses available, we've got all the means for a grind.
It looks like Flurry is going to say, I've got the holy man, let me find him a holy sword.
Yeah, and we do know that there are swords in this particular area, so he is going to come up trumps.
On Renderer's side, we see a zerked up Edge just swinging away at this Rubicon. Makes perfect sense from a story point of view. Also, that Protect Ring is working wonders against fire too.
Yeah, it's difficult to say it's going to help against the glares, but it's still going to do a lot of work. And as long as he can stay healthy, he should be fine.
Controller down for Renderer. Just Edge left zerking. Win or you die at this point.
This is the danger at this point, though. Edge is only hitting for just under 1,000. This spot's got something like 25,000 health. So these flames are going to keep coming out. They're not going to do too much, but the glares are still going to do something like 500 to 600, I would say. And two of them,
still on his cloak, so not really in danger yet.
So we'll see what happens when the glare comes out. Will he survive it? Will he get through this fight?
Find out next time.
Or in about 3 minutes. Because we have to go through every single fire to count them. Oh, not even waiting to see it.
That's interesting. I'm not sure that was a wipe.
I'm not either, but I can't fault him for thinking it, but you really do want to see the damage numbers first.
Flurry finding the correct trap chest on the first try, gets the crystal sword and says, I'm done.
Yeah, I believe there was 2 chests with a crystal sword. I think someone in chat said they found one. There was one before the one that we saw the Professor Renderer pick up. But so plenty of opportunities to find them in there. But Flurry now saying, I want to go and check all these locations. Now, I've only got the pink tail or the steel key, the Luca key to pick up now. I don't really mind what I face.
And you've got a Cecil, you've got Crystal Sword. Not much else is required at this point.
And we know the pink tail is going to give an adamant armor, so that is online as soon as we find what we need there.
Just Bahamut at the first spot in Dwarf. This is a nice free fight.
Yeah. If you can't beat through the 8,000 hit points here, which is fairly easy when the enemy isn't fighting back, you can just use a Star Veil to protect yourself. And this spot does give 20,000 experience points, so a nice infusion for both Cecil and Corum.
We're about to see just how strong Cecil is, even at level 1 with a Crystal Sword. He's got a few levels, but he's still close to base, and already doing 2,000 damage.
Yeah. Let's not take away from the fact that it's Crystal Sword.
Yeah, Crystal Sword Cecil, a little bit overpowered.
As in, unlocked. Professor Renderer, it looks like he's looking for the Staleman chest.
Yeah, I might be looking for a little bit more power to push through that Rubicon fight.
Perfectly understandable, but
yeah, maybe hoping to pull an adamant armor out of here.
And there is Rosa, and well, bye-bye, Paul. And Plague in the second spot, 3,000 hit points here. Both Edge and Cecil will be able to finish this fight pretty quickly.
And Possible Morpheus in chat right now pointing out that, in case you're not reading this, Renderer, flip the weapons on Edge. Full one needs to be in slot, and your first weapon in slot to back row the ninja.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it actually matters when he's actually using it active as a weapon in the fight, but if you're wanting to set the back row glitch for later, I do believe it does need to be in the right hand. I'm not too certain on the way the mechanics work on that particular thing, but those numbers definitely seem actually not back road.
Yeah, that damage is all over the place. I don't think that was back road.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the strange thing about the thrown weapons of Edge. They do need to be in specific hands to actually work. I believe it has to be the right hand, and because even when ambidextrous is on, if you put or omnidextrous, however it is, even if you put it on the left hand of Kane, it doesn't back row Kane. So you have to put it on the right hand of here for it to work as well. So I think it's actually set to the right hand.
So Fleury finding a Darkness Crystal, and the moon is his oyster at this point. However, do you stick around and at least check the tower out?
The common consensus at the moment is do everything on the Earth, because Moon, especially on this particular set, because there's no actual objectives. You don't want to be going up and down to the Moon too many times, and if you can avoid even getting the cutscenes, all the better. So likely Fleury is going to be dealing with the Tower Key, the bosses of Feymarsh, and anything else that is left remaining on the Earth itself.
So Renderer took a valiant attempt that Rubicon just couldn't quite get there. Looks like he's going to dust himself off and head up the tower. And I was expecting him to get in the airship after I said to make a liar out of me.
Well, hasn't done the Magnet Cave yet, so could be heading up there first, and that looks like the direction.
It's a very good point. You could just route this right into the tower.
And of course, the Black Chocobos liking to play dodgems.
Oh yeah, that could be annoying.
Which, thinking about it, why is it called dodgems when you're actually trying to bump into other people actively?
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about here. Is this a?
It's a ride at the fun fair. You go around in cars, bashing into each other. I'm not sure if this is a UK sort of thing, but we call them dodgems.
It's bumper cars in the US, I think you're referring to, and that's
Yeah. Okay. So it makes sense over there then, but we call them dodgers for some reason. So maybe we're backwards. Actually, we are, but never mind.
Just a little nomenclature difference between our countries. We got it sorted though, all good.
Yeah, I do believe that they're called bumper cards as well in some places over here. But my common and theme for them, common name that I've always grown up with is Dodgems. So don't mind me. It's probably more a me thing than anything else.
It's interesting hearing what things are called in other countries.
Anyways, Flurry going to go and pick up this tower key. He's dealing with Mylon. Hello, Crystal Sword. And Professor Renderer is going to be saying hi to music.
Yep, Professor Renderer is going to be choosing a box very soon.
And this is more the time of it I expected, so I'm more than happy to be quiet again for it.
Well, for half the fight anyway.
Once Dark Elf says, can you actually be weakened?
And unfortunately, Dark Elf is a jerk and interrupts our good music.
You won't know what Flurry's at until the bottom of the tower, so going up to the top first. We are looking for 2 key items, so it makes sense for Flurry to do both of them. But yeah, I'll be quiet now. Music. And now that we've got into a phase where we don't really care about the music, Professor Ender is going to be finishing up this pretty soon. Meanwhile, Flurry facing up against a rope up the top of the tower. Unfortunately, we can't use that rope to drape it over the side of the tower and then abseil down.
The hard part there is going to be finding your way outside the tower to begin with. I'm not sure if this place has any windows.
Well, on push B to jump, you can just jump out the side, so it has to have windows.
Maybe it's got some of the hardest obstacles of all to overcome. The waist-high fence.
Oh, yeah. No, those... Yeah, can't forget those. Doesn't look like he got anything of meaning up the top of the tower, though. So let's see what he gets down below, while Professor Renderer got past that at Dark Elf, having to walk out, no source of exit, but has picked up an illusion for their trouble, and an objective.
Oh, just a tower of zonks. Although Power Shirt's still a pretty good one.
Well, it's no adamant armor. However, Power Shirt gives just as much strength.
Yeah, I'm not upset to see that come out.
Heading down into the Fey March, though, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to go for that Luge spot first before the Mum Bomb. Make sure all the objective is done. If that leads to one of the key items, possibly might ignore the Mum Bomb at Sura, but I doubt it in the long run.
It may depend what Luge drops too.
Yeah, but there's still 2 key items required, Luca Key and Pinktail, so you don't really want to leave this space hanging.
Especially because there's a chance that if you leave Mom Bomb behind, Mom Bomb has Luca Key, which leads to Pinktail, and you clear the entire moon before coming back.
Yeah. Chains are a thing that happen in this game. Oh, no. Saying, I don't care about the objectives right now. I want to make sure I can do this fight first.
I'm leaving no check behind is what Fleury is saying right now.
It makes sense for this because Cecil should be able to just power through this. 30,000 hit points here, which is split between Mum Bomb and the baby bombs that happen when the explosion happens. And there is the plus 9,000 from the explosion phase itself, but at 4,000 a swing, you don't care.
Yeah, Renderer going into the treasury, finding the news in there.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember seeing a newspaper in there, but I might be mistaken.
And a newspaper might be more valuable than about half that treasury.
Yeah, but the big prize is up the top of the tower, and hopefully they're going to be heading that way very shortly.
I hope. Agreed. The real reward here is at Cecil.
Yeah, and Purim as well. Oh, you can't understate that. Yes, Purim is Purim, but she's still a white mage. She still does work.
Mom Bomb not having the goods key item wise, but another Mura. Not terrible. Edge wouldn't mind dual wielding those.
Or just maybe just throwing it later. It is a throwable weapon after all. Not a very good one, but it's still a throwable weapon.
And we see just how punchy this spot is.
Well, he punched Dr. Luque for something like 1,800, so you don't mind. Didn't let anyone down though, so we'll see this second fight come up with everyone intact. Everyone should get experience here, even Edge.
And I don't mind, like, if I have a cursor, I don't mind letting my anchor get experience. I'm not going to go out of my way to knock them down, but I'm also not going to go out of my way to heal them.
And we've seen plenty of sirens in the seed itself. You don't mind missing out on a little bit of experience here or there because you can easily get it back, especially with the 10 key items that are available, and you just go and have and let things go from there.
Fleury used wall to reflect laser. Cecil said, "What laser?"
And it's a weapon for the cane that Professor Renderer is still dragging around unconscious.
Lugate gives us a fancy dart. White Spear being one of the better darts in the game.
For sure, but not really anything you want. But I do believe that is everything for the overworld except the Odin Throne, which Flurry is going to next. If this is nothing, we do have to go to the moon for our last two objectives.
I'm standing by what I said at the top. Pinktail and Cave Value, Luka Key at Ogopogo.
We'll see how true that is. If it's the opposite way round, I will not forgive you.
So it has to be exactly that.
Yes.
Renderer getting his speech about justice, and we'll soon find out the good news up here. That crystal sword he's been lugging around will have an owner.
Yeah. Yang, I think, is going to be the one drop for this. It could be Sid, but I think Yang is more likely. And for the Purim, the twins are going to be switched out. That's my guess, though.
Elements at the Odin Throne. This is... You want to get through the Rubicon phase here fast.
You do, but it's... What, 5,000? Cecil can finish that particular part fairly quickly.
Oh. The magic this spot is very high, and those the fire 3s and AoE glare will hurt.
Yeah, but Cecil. Edge is actually getting up there on damage as well. Rosa's more than happy to heal people up, and Teller is just there, and that's all quite sure.
Interesting that Fleury's decided not to keep it. It's just going to head to the moon.
Yeah, the experience there isn't really noticeable, or even with the 10 key items. You're going up to the moon. All the experience you want is there. The item you don't really care about. It is a great item for Rosa, but you don't need it. So yeah, and reset out, get out quicker.
Very good point. And Renderer finding out that there was you got to work if you want that, Cecil.
Renderer hasn't been up for deals.
Apparently not. We know where he's going next.
Yeah, absolutely. The good thing for Professor Renderer, though, in this particular fight, something that Flurry did not have in his fight against the Mega Sisters, is a Mute Dagger for Edge.
Right, the Mute Dagger being effective versus mage types.
Does need to put Edge on that front row, because that back row bit has not been set because of the way where the full moon was, but still going to be doing a fair amount of damage, and Palom can still do a lot as well.
Well, I do see Palom shooting a bow here, and I didn't call this out immediately because I thought this may have been... Alright, now I'm confused. But Palom did have the bow and arrows in the opposite hands.
Yes, he does have a bow and arrow in the opposite hand at this moment in time. So not really doing too great with the back row, but I think that's more inexperience than anything else that's happening.
Yeah, you put the pointy stick in the good hand. And also, I believe that's an Artemis bow, which is weakening Quake's damage.
Oh, there goes Cindy, so the remedies won't happen now. And
Mindy lights herself up.
And, well, there's Charm. This time not doing too much because of Reflect. One of the nice benefits of Sandy casting Reflect on a normally reflected person.
We see just how powerful the magic here is. Level 1 spells doing 200 damage.
And this Quake should finish it up. Yeah, there we go. So
It's very good to Renderer getting through that. That is one of the nastier spots the sisters can show up in.
Getting out with a Cecil in tow. Ordeal's likely going to be their next spot to go to. And Flurry is going to go down and face Leviathan and Rubicante.
And just a little bit of vanilla that was added to the seed. You know, our Reese restaurant didn't go too much, just added a hint of vanilla to the seed for flavor.
The S may be for seasoning today. Vanilla seasoning. And he will thank me later for being able to use this little remote. Anyway, Professor Renderer, as we expected, is going up Ordeals. You know, it's not really a surprise. There's two crystal swords burning holes in his pocket. He wants to get that vessel or swinging with the stick he was born to swing. And yeah, and Flurry, there's Rubicante. I don't see this taking too long.
No, Flurry's got a little bit more firepower going through this. By that I mean Crystal Sword Cecil.
Rubicante isn't technically weak to Holy, but
most things are weak to, you know, getting punched for 4,000 repeatedly.
Yeah. And Teller failed to remove all of his hit points.
And unfortunately, Tella, I think he may be cursed, so which will explain why that happened.
Yeah, Edge says, don't mind, I've got it. And just in time, so Rubicante crumbles away, and Flurry has objective number 2 on the board very soon once he's got to that Falcon.
And Render making short work of the Bygans sitting on Ordeals. Second spot, I believe, was... I don't remember, honestly. It's been like an hour.
It has been a while. Because I don't remember either, so... we'll see in just a moment. That's what we're here for. We're here to fight the fights. Flurry having his peak of the top of the tower, forgetting that he's actually beasting it.
Yeah, muscle memory telling you, yeah, you should go look, and then, oh, wait.
Oh, Calcabrina. No wonder we didn't remember it.
Yeah, I think the fight started, a flame was cast, and it went away. I remember that now. With how much HP split here, those dolls have... Back dolls have maybe 300 hit points.
It'll be 400 at the most, I think. But Quake will be doing much more than that.
They have less than what that Quake is doing.
Yes. Flurry now has cleared the Earth of everything that he can at the moment. The only place left to go is the moon, and that is where he is going.
It is rare we get a full moon-haunted seed in this flag set. I think we've maybe seen 2 in this tournament so far.
Yeah, but it does happen, but not today. Let's see who the character is here. If it's anything less than a foo, I don't see them being taken. It's our dupe.
I was going to say, if it's dupe Cecil, you might think about it.
And there goes Rydia.
However, we now know our dupe is Rydia, so we are running out of places Fusoya could be hiding.
Giant. That's the only place left.
Yeah, Fu's got to be on the Giant.
And I don't think anyone's going there today.
Yeah. Everyone hunts for Fu all the time. He just wants a break.
He's hiding away today. He's taking his vacation spot, but he's up the top of a very large, giant-shaped tower, watching the scenery. He doesn't want to be disturbed.
Maybe he's up there hanging out with Golbez.
Well, until we find where Golbez is, that's definitely the case.
We have Fleury starting at the bottom of the moon. You're looking for 2 key items. You want to go where they're densest. Render has, Cecil online.
Always nice to see a crystal sword in the hands of a Cecil, especially an hour and 20 in, and you've got to feel like you've had a little bit of trouble getting through a few of the tougher spots in the seed.
Well, but kudos to him for taking a swing at that hook route. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off, but that's a risk you take. Here we see Ribbon with Mylon and friends. The friends are not going to stand to a Crystal Sword assault.
Yeah, and since Mylon is going to be countering with lit ones, as this spot isn't too great on magic, it's okay, but it's not that good. So Mylon is going to be pretty inoffensive here, and yeah, this fight is over almost assuredly.
We see Render has decided to. We have a Cecil, we have a Crystal Sword. He can use some levels to get some extra power.
And since we've got plenty of eggs available, might as well scramble a few.
Yeah, Render's given how many sirens I saw, Render looks to be making about a 3-egg omelet. Honestly, make for a very good breakfast.
I'd rather you not make me hungry, but
I'm making myself hungry too. Not spreading the love.
Okay then. I'll get some food afterwards. I don't know about you.
Oh, that's my plan after we're done here.
Mylon, no, is down. Nothing really of note in that particular room today. So one step closer to your Ogopogo spot and Cave Bahamut spot.
At chat point out, Luka did come out of there, so unfortunately I'm going to be wrong on where they're hiding.
I missed that completely then. I will just and Golbez is not with food today.
We don't have two Lunarians just chilling on this giant. That Golbez has brought his comedy axe to the White Sphere room.
Which, honestly, doesn't threaten in the slightest, since this is actually fairly low magic power spot. Golbez isn't really going to do too much.
Golbez recognizes who the real threat is, the man with the holy sword, and has Shadow eat him.
Speaking of food, at least someone on this stream today get some food during the raid.
Now we see how low the magic is. That lit 3 did 400.
Yeah. You don't really even need to worry about the Star Veils in this particular spot, because the magic power is so low. Even if you do reflect them back, they're not going to hit Golbez for enough to defeat himself. So ignore Star Veils and then just let Cecil and Edge do their thing. Hitting for 9,444 is a pretty nice amount.
Realistically, it just lets Cecil do his thing, because Golbez will make the holy.
And there he goes.
And he leaves Stark behind.
Why do we start talking about food and then we have someone on stream start eating and also get some utensils as well?
I believe you mentioned earlier in the stream about Free Enterprise being sentient.
Yeah, I did. I didn't think it knew how to talk to us. Like.
Well, it's being the friendly kind of sentient right now. It's offering us some utensils. This is the kind of AI I'm looking for.
Yeah, but we haven't got the ability to use them, so it's just dangling them in front of us. We can see them, but we can't reach them to use them.
It's got the spirit.
Yeah, and if we do use them, it's instantly thrown away.
Got the spirit. It's just a little confused.
Ultimam doing the best phasing impression through some crystal. I guess you could count them as holes in the floor, maybe.
Professor Render is in the Bay March. Decided to go for the objective first. Following some of the rules of Free Enterprise, do your objectives.
Yeah, and we know this isn't too major, but yeah, you still got to get through this for finishing up the seed. Got to take a bit because, well, Balnab is fully intent on swinging in and punching and doing a whole lot of that. But those illusions from earlier definitely coming into play and help out there.
Palom taking almost 2,000 in the front row. That's a number.
Edge just doesn't feel like he's really done a whole lot, mostly because of the way the weapons have been set up today. Again, that just feels more experience.
Yeah, this damage variance.
Yeah,
this damage variance pretty much says he's not back road.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's it's more experience that he doesn't have, and it's something he's likely going to look at a bit later, and he'll be okay. It's just at this moment in time, just got a little bit to work today. That's all.
So for anyone in the chat who isn't aware of how the back row works in Final Fantasy IV, if you equip a back row weapon and either do the menu or use it once in battle, you get the back row bit set, and this bit never gets turned off. However, in the case of Edge, to set the back row bit, that ranged weapon has to be in his right hand.
And since the full moon has been placed into the left hand, that bit hasn't been set, so it's not there for later. He can still sometimes get some decent damage numbers, but that's more due to his high accuracy rather than the back row bit being set.
Oh, we got some orbs at the wyvern spot. This is... Well, you don't gotta worry about them punching you. Or throwing a Mega Nuke at you.
Or being weak to spoons. And there goes that other orb, so we may see CPU blast out his ultimate attacks.
I think we got an orb grind.
And I think CPU is down, so never mind.
We wanted an orb grind. Cecil did not want an orb grind.
I don't think the low 199s that in that particular spot actually do too much, because it's not one of those low magic power spots.
Fleury choosing to keep the Avenger.
Well, if you're going to be exiting out of this space afterwards to go to the Murasame spot, there's no point resetting to a earlier point just to exit again.
To answer a question in chat, yes, the small orbs. If you kill the small orbs multiple times, you do get more XP.
Are we playing a? I feel this is a bit of a risk here. Playing that the Luca key is going to give you that pink tail. This could work out well. This could work out that he has to go down the Luca cave twice.
Again, to answer that question, yes, it also works on his sisters. It's the thing with the orbs is each part of CPU is the experience for CPU is split evenly between the three orbs. So if you kill the small orbs twice each, you get an extra 66% XP. Sisters, I think it's the same way. I think they're also split evenly.
They are, yes. So every time you have one of the sisters revive and then you kill them again, you get 1/3 of the total experience for each sister you defeat.
Now, this is not true for bosses like Balnab. The arms there give almost nothing.
Yeah, the Mega Sisters and the CPU are the two big exceptions to a lot of that rule. The Kalbrenner dolls do give a fair amount, but it's a lot more difficult to pull that a grind of them off, although it is possible.
And we really don't want to deal with Big Doll if we don't have to.
Yeah, Big Doll it's a lot meaner than you might look at.
Another question, chat. You cannot life glitch the sisters or the orbs because they have the boss bit. They are immune to it. This is also true if no free bosses is turned on. You can't life glitch any boss.
And that's just a Stardust. So the pink tail is still up on the moon.
Well, I guess you can theoretically still life glitch, say an alt gauntlet, but aside from that, no.
And there's our spinning lady today. It's a strangely rude spot for Valorous, actually.
She's fast here, but this isn't a terribly physical attack heavy spot.
Yeah, but the magic is really good, so those weaks are definitely going to hit. So if she was fast enough, and there wasn't as much defense here with the blinks, you could get the weak punch combination pretty set, and Valvalis could just tear through the team.
Alright, but with the source of blink, you can ignore a few punches, and Cecil swinging away for 3,000 a shot. Okay, Professor Render's still looking for that Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, which I believe is just about to be picked up because I think it was here in Dwarf.
That sounds right. So we're now committed to either a 27 or 28 out of 28 clear from Fleury.
Yeah. Taking that risk to go down, do this Luca Cave. Cave does have to go back up to the moon now to do the Cave Bahamut or Murasame or both. So a bit of lost time there on his part, but still well in command here. Don't know how much he believes that, but yeah, he's still got plenty of time to get this done, in my opinion. And Professor Renderer has had a little bit of difficulty with some of the areas to get through.
Yeah, I would actually like to pick his brain, see what his thoughts are on making that gamble versus just finishing up the moon. I don't necessarily think it's wrong, I'm just curious.
Yeah, my first inclination would be to stick around on the moon and just clear it out, but it might have just been in a play just to say, I'm going to go and do that. If it's that, I save a little bit of time.
A Renderer through Dwarf Castle, about to get his Darkness Crystal, and it might just have Tower left to do on Earth at this point. But aside from Renderer's been running a great race aside from that unfortunate incident with Rubicon.
And there's that Darkness Crystal. So going to be heading up to the moon, and at some point soon, might I just finish up doing the overworld and get a revenge on that Rubicante first.
Now we're about to see what awaits us at the Murasame altar. Is it what root bosses we've left?
There's not really too many, actually. V-Mist works.
Yeah, that's a bit of rudeness, only because it is slow and resists holy.
Going to be punching 3 times, then and turns into mist. As you said, resist holy, so Cecil won't be doing too much, but Edge should be still doing the full mount and having a good time here.
I think I saw Professor Renderer buying some more sirens, just might want a little more firepower before heading back to the moon. Or heading to the moon, not back. Okay, I thought D-Mist resists holy. Cecil disagrees.
He does, just Crystal Sword does do Crystal Sword things. The first one was without Berserk, the second one was likely with Berserk, so it does increase the damage somewhat.
Oh, We see a heads up play from Fleury, queuing up a unicorn here.
Yeah, as the mist in mist form does counter any attacks made with cold mist. Cold mist doesn't do too much. Really, it's just a little bit of damage on every member of the team, but it takes up time. It takes up animations. You don't want it to drag on too long.
Exactly. So Unicorn is one of the few items in the game that removes the Berserk status. We don't have to sit through, what would that have been, like another 10 counters? And not quite K value. I was one spot off on each of them.
One thing to tell though, in the inventory, and yeah.
That is go mode for Fleury.
The pass, we're going to be picking up that Adamant armor. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes on anyone but Cecil. And then off to Z.
Render taking a save here. And I won't blame anyone for taking saves right before bosses. I don't believe Render has seen the Val yet.
No, Val was down in the Luke Cave, quite a bit of distance between then, but that he does not know that. He's going to see this Ogopogo at the top. Cecil should be able to deal with it, Edge should be able to deal with it.
And I've recently learned the hard way just how annoying Val can be at top of tower.
So there is Fleury's crystal. There is Fleury's adamant armor.
Oh, Renderer's Rosa came in at under half health. Those two big waves are going to take her down.
Yeah, but Cecil should be able to... I say Cecil should be able to cover... Oh yeah, not berserked up yet though, so... This should be fine. Doesn't have a whole lot of health. A whole lot of health items though. Not too many Cure 2s. Rosa doesn't have Cure 3 yet. So, might be a little bit difficult. And with Cecil being in danger territory, won't cover Rosa, so there goes Rosa.
And I'm seeing some flags in chat. I believe it's getting close to that time.
Yep, it's coming up to 1 o'clock a.m. for me. I will be gone in just a moment.
Before you can go and take care of some important business, we have one last thing to do.
Oh, do we? Oh, oh yeah, I've got to record the time, but I can't go. Yeah, I'm technically admin in this race as well.
Yeah, I guess admin stuff. But no, we got something more important. We have one last fight.
One last fight, one last opportunity. Z doesn't move. He doesn't change too much except one thing, and that one thing is preceded by the big question.
And that question is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Plenty of options on the table. Which one is it going to be today?
And ancillary questions like, is the butt cute? Does it have a butt? Will Butt be joining us for dinner?
Is it going to be on theme today, being in academical or food related?
Yeah, will Butt be joining us for dinner? Or be dinner? Well, it's on a theme.
Turtle soup?
It's on theme with the music we had earlier.
The Koopalings ready and willing to do mischief wherever they can.
Look, these butts might join us for dinner. Yeah, today's scene was brought.
Go ahead.
Today's scene was in fact brought to us by Super Mario Bros. 3. We had music from it. We got the Z sprite from it.
Edge though, zoked up, doing a lot of damage. Cecil though, zoked up, doing a lot of damage. Teller, still alive. Rosa, there. I think the fight pretty much done. Is just waiting for it.
And we do have Bowser Jr. joining Koopa Link, so not quite all of Super Mario 3. And I believe Escrod is correct. Bowser Jr. I think originated in Super Mario Sunshine.
Though has fallen over. Let's not say he didn't do his job. He threw a crystal. He healed Rosa. Just the kindness is not reciprocated.
And he saw those Z flags and decided it was nap time. I don't blame him. I could always go for a good nap.
Professor Renderer is evacuating the tower. Didn't actually see if they finished, but at the top there wasn't really anything of note anyway, so getting away from here is not a bad thing.
No, I believe Renderer will be heading to the moon next after this. Is he out of checks?
I don't believe he's got too many more. If he has, he still does have to go down the Cave of Lana, but yeah, he's now leaving the tower. He might go up to the moon next. However, Flurry on the left hand side of the screen, the Koopalings are fading into the bottom of the screen. Flurry is finished with a time of 1 hour 44 minutes and 17 seconds.
And we're joined by Fleury right now. GG's Fleury.
Thank you.
I believe this means you have won our little academic dispute.
Which one is that?
You're the professor. You're against Professor Renderer.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And there was plenty of other people in the seed that were wanting to give you the academical lectures. We had Dr. Lugay in the King of Summon Monster spots. Sid had wanted to come along with his engineering prowess. Lots of Yongs as the master.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever find time to get back into doing commentary, I'll be sure to have the agility lecture ready to go.
So, the thing that comes to mind most about this, because you pretty much ran this seed start to finish in pretty solidly. It's coming down from the moon for that Luca key, and then having to go back up for the pink tail. What was your decision making there?
Yeah, so you're gambling about 45 to 50 seconds of travel time on the moon cutscene versus a fourth key item on K-Moon, or another one on K-Summon against K-Main. And I think the numbers still favor K-Main. There are those at the one K-Main. I know there are those out there that could probably speak to that better than I can. But that was the decision I decided to make. If I had gotten Luca Key later, like a Crystal Sword Altar, I probably just finish it all the way through. But I felt like if you're going by the book and you get Luca Key, well, maybe I get burned by that, maybe I don't. But it was mostly seeing 3 key items already in the moon, a 4th one. I know the numbers on that are pretty low, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I think I'm in decent shape to give away 45 seconds if I have to, because the start of the siege was just super fast. Until the board AI and the Infinius class Maga sisters decided to show up. But, otherwise, I felt like the start was so fast, so I had a little bit of time to
Yeah, that Mega Sisters charm was not your friend.
No. I'm willing to buy a headband. Please send Tell.
We all had a decent chuckle at that fight.
Yeah, like watching him hit everybody in the exact turn order and then himself just in time to get charmed again. I was like, all right, you kind of have to laugh at that. It's a bummer to see it happen in the tournament, but I had a good laugh at that. Like, what are you gonna do?
Play as normal and then just see what happens afterwards.
Yep. There is an argument to be made that I should have kept the Cid, throw the Rune Axe on him, and then just go back and get Cecil and Lucidia with C5 off. It is probably the one potential misplay I had on that fight, but otherwise, just bad luck. It happens.
Yeah, board AI comes for us all sometimes.
Sure does.
So, at the beginning of the seed, you start with a magma key. Is there any idea of just diving underground immediately, checking those spots out down there?
That was the plan until that public treasury happened, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can clear all the first checks right now. Let's do that. So that was going to be the plan, but then Ninja Long kind of showed up, and then Ordeals, get Zerk, get the objective done in Magnus, and then finally got underground. But yeah, the plan was initially to go underground, check the boxes there, see what we can pull, and then go. But yeah. You get those two ninja swords. I think the right play is to just get those initial checks out of the way.
It makes perfect sense.
So 3-1, and you're really hoping that a certain possum drops the game somewhere, aren't you?
Oh, for sure. I am going to get my Starman shirt, my Starman hat, my Starman inflatable cheery thing. I am absolutely going to root for Starman because it's the only way I can win the group is if he pulls it out against Possum. So, but if not, and I'm in the play-in, that's okay. I probably needed just to get 3 to get there. If I can win next week, then I don't have to worry about a tiebreaker, which would be nice from the admin perspective because, yeah, we've had a lot of matches. But yeah, I'll be rooting for Starman. But if not, Possum's really good. I lost to Possum in the group, nothing to be ashamed about. I'm just hoping. Edgy Dave, congratulations on your win against Dia. Admittedly, I am a little upset about it because it's still it opens the door for second place in our group to have to face Pancraz, then Dusty, then Dia in succession. So thanks for that.
Anytime.
That sounds like a dream combo to me that I would like to avoid. Sorry, bye.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it shakes out. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go pick up dinner. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to get this free stream going. I think everybody's had a good time with this tournament so far, and let's just keep going. So thanks, y'all.
Thank you for being restreamed, and good luck on the rest of your tournament. And on the other side, Professor Renderer had got through that football gauntlet in Antlion and decided that's it for me. I've seen my opponents finished. I've had a tough time with it. I'm going to forfeit. So yeah, he's run this. He ran this quite well. Just had a little bit of a tough time in places.
Yeah, a few hiccups here and there. No shame in just no shame in bowing out.
And we have been joined by the Professor. Professor Renderer, unlucky today. Had a few tough times, didn't you?
Yeah, that's putting it lightly. That's just putting it lightly.
So speaking of those, Rubicon.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. If it was elements, that would have been way different. I would have gotten an objective from them. I would have just like flung a bunch of fire twos. I just reflected a bunch of fire twos at the Mylon part, and I would have been fine. Although I don't know, I'm not sure if the levels would have been enough to take care of that.
That spot's not overly dangerous physically. I think you would have been fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured as much. The vanilla Rubicante was just rude. I was dead set on on getting that objective done, and it just the luck didn't really play out in my favor. So I just opted to say, okay, let's just bail out of that. I don't see a need for it, and maybe I'll finish it out later. Like I'll finish it as I finish the game. Okay, so I'm going through, and nothing. I'm just going through my objectives. I'm just thinking, oh, I note on my tracker there's no antlion cave left. Antlion cave finished. Oh, I'm pretty sure if Fleury had gone there and it was something there, I would have lost. Which it wasn't with the pass.
Nothing you can't really say you run it badly. It's just a few unlucky things. One of the big things I sort of want to go over with you at this point is, and considering it's been professor versus professor, and we've had a lot of fun with that. A little bit of a feature for you. Back row glitch. One of the things we did notice that on that is you had edge with this full moon. However, you sort of had it in the wrong hand. It needs to be in the right hand for the back row bit to actually be set. So with him having it in the left hand, you're actually nerfing your edge quite a bit. So I just wanted to bring that up to you to help you improve on for the future. It was also the same way with Hallam and with the bow. The arrow needs to be in the main hand. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up for you, just so you know for the future.
No, yeah, I get you. I legitimately did not know there was a significance with the hand in order for the background to work. I legitimately did not realize that.
It is for edges thrown weapons such as the boomerang and the full moon, and bows do need to be in main. The arrows need to be in main hand. So yeah, there are a few finicky things with it, but yeah, that's how that works in particular.
Okay, yeah, that I didn't know about. I was certain that I had I must have forgot about that part, like it being in the main hand when I was doing it, because I was like, wait a minute, why am I doing less damage for Edge in particular, even though I'm already in the back row and he's already doing his thing, and I just didn't realize I had to swap the two together. Whatever. So be it.
You still got through a whole load of things without that, so yeah, it's just something to improve, something to work on. I'm sure that you're going to come back and probably look back on this race, look at what Fleury did. He's a very experienced racer, so seeing what he did and improve the game and further on.
Yeah. And I could at least explain the last two. I saw Fleury finish out. I saw Fleury finish out. I'm like, okay, I know I lost. There's a couple pressing questions before I forfeit. First, Moon. Was it a Fu? No, it wasn't. That was the dupe. That was the dupe Rydia. So I'm okay. Okay, I'm guessing. So I'm assuming now. Okay, Fu is probably on the giant or some place I forget, or some place I don't know about. And then the question. Then I went out to Ant Lion to see see if Fleury, if that pink tail or Luca key, whatever, it was there and it wasn't. It was a pass. So, and then when I found out what Fleury, after the race was over, and Fleury enlightened me on the 2 spots. I'm like, okay, so I could have went up the moon. I just didn't bother to do it because I was already just in a situation where I'm about to forfeit. I just need to figure out what the 2 pressing questions I had missed.
Yeah. And curiosity, just brings it around. You got your questions answered. Likely saying, I don't really want to go too much more in depth with this, and just say, I'll come back with another race later on. You're 0 and 2 at the moment. You've still got other people to play. Focus on them rather than the now.
Yeah, I know my next match is tomorrow, and that's gonna be against Funnel Cakes at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So maybe I could make up for it. I don't know. I'm not really intending to make it to the brackets. I just wanted to get some experience and just like get some tournament experience. Just learn the game more. I don't care if I go like winless. I just want to learn the game. That's how it is.
And this is a great place to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, a good flag set to learn on.
Definitely.
So we'll let you go and go get some food. Maybe swat up on a few things. We'll see you tomorrow. A lot of people will be watching your race, I'm sure, or on some sort of medium. And good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much.
And with that particular race over, Fleury moving on a little bit closer to the brackets. Professor Renderer getting a good learning experience. Angie Dave, I think we need to pass this everyone here over to the next race, don't you?
I do. So we have a race that's just about to kick off on Free Enterprise main channel. We have the Sphere group, Dia versus Escorian.
Yeah. Dia, having lost to a certain Angie Dave recently, looking to bring that back and proceed to at least the playoff fight for second. Escorian, and another one of our restreamers that has a lot of work going around at the moment, and good runner in their own right. We'll see what brings up there, and we'll be heading over to there momentarily. Otherwise, have a good evening, everyone.
Yes, remember, don't spoil this race, and enjoy the next one.